Conspiracy 1, he's pro-Trump all the way, and he loves him, and he's doing this for Trump. Conspiracy 2, he's paid off by the Democrats. Like I was saying, everyone gets a kick out of fucking the claymores because they have this front towards enemy thing. I don't know why people get so they laugh at that. I'm like, why?
Like it's to indicate which side you need to face away from. Your stupid ass and your fellow soldiers.
And your fellow soldiers, yeah, and everyone else like that you don't want to get blown up by a shotgun shell. Pretty much, it's just a big explosive shotgun shell. But I was like, every time someone sees that, they always just giggle about it. And I'm just like, is it? I mean, because you have the fucking toaster strudels that have the packaging that says "Do not microwave in packaging," or remove from package first, or fucking the burritos, careful, it's hot.
Yeah, fucking Tina's burritos. Like, hey, do not microwave inside plastic wrap.
Right. So it's like, why wouldn't this thing that can kill people fucking tell them this is the part that kills people?
Yeah, and this is my whole theory, like where I was explaining it to you or my girlfriend? I was explaining it to somebody that, like, yeah, I guess there's no real reason for you to turn your car off when you're getting gas.
Is there?
Back in the day, back in the 70s, you had to turn your car off when you were getting gas because there was, like, the starters would actually spark.
Oh, okay.
And your engine could catch on fire.
Oh, good.
Right? So, but because cars are a lot more advanced nowadays, like, you fill up NASCARs while they're still on. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's no real reason why you can't leave your car on while you're getting gas. Because if in today's day and age with all the lawyers and all the fucking lawsuits, you would think that you can't do that.
Right.
Like if that was the case, then they would make it a safety feature to turn the engine off every time the gas door came open.
Maybe it's just like tradition, like just you get used to, or your parents get used to one thing and then you grew up with it and then they become the parents and they teach their kids to do it. It's like we're living in a world where, yeah, you could have a lot more fun. You could set the claymore however you want to and it will be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do that, but you can run the car.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah, okay, so welcome back to the Face This Towards Enemy podcast.
Hell yeah. Face this towards enemy.
Yeah.
I'm gesturing really hard at my crotch.
He was pointing at his cock. Like, I don't know why we elected to do this show without pants, but all right.
Hey, man, it's comfy.
It's fucking Porky Pig, the show, or it's just tops only.
Tops only, man.
Okay. So we have not been. This is the Scumbag and Friends show, and we have not been here for a week now.
Yeah, because one of us was shirking our duties.
Yeah, exactly. So as always, it's Tim with my buddy Max. All right, so we got a lot of show to catch up on. So what's up?
Do we have to? Because you know what? Even if we didn't have a lot of show to catch up,
we owe it to our fan.
We owe it to our fan. You know who's following us? Me.
Oh,
that's an account
fan.
I made to jerk off to.
So, hi, fan.
Hi, me.
Okay, so, all right, so what are we talking about here? Because there's a lot. There's been a lot.
You leave for a week and you go try and have some fun and some nice quality time with yourself, and everything goes to shit.
Yeah, so do you want to nominate a Scumbag of the Week real quick before we get into all the other news?
The news? How I'm the scumbag of the past 2 weeks has been the news.
Yeah, if you ask that guy in Florida, then he'll tell you it's the news.
Oh,
because
fuck
like,
yeah.
Speaking of explosives and the guy that was mailing out like faux pipe bombs.
I like that guy a lot. I really like that guy. You know why?
Because he's a bodybuilder.
Well, that too. Hey man, you gotta work to get them gains.
Yo, Swole Patrol, he's on it.
Hell yeah. But no, he's sending out. They were confirmed fake, right?
I believe so, because
none of them, like, you would think a guy that sent out
really use them as explosives.
Yeah,
because you can't use PVC as an explosive because you're supposed to use like a galvanized metal.
Yeah,
because like the PVC wouldn't blow up the same way like a galvanized metal would.
For sure.
So they're like, and I'm not trying to teach anybody how to make a fucking bomb or anything, but
hey, here's a tip: if you want to make real bombs, work on it. Guess what? Just look in your home for things that can contain an explosion.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's the only tip we're going to give you is if you think it can hold an explosion, then hey, it might work.
Yeah, because PVC is more likely to melt
Yeah.
in a certain direction rather than turn into a shrapnel.
Oh yeah, like it would work more like a fucking whatever. It's not good. It's not good for explosives.
No, okay, so for example, like if it was actually a legitimate thing to use PVC, our armed forces, our army would be using PVC grenades.
Yeah, we'd have plastic
metal
grenade
grenades.
because it would cost a lot less.
Yeah, it's lighter to carry. It's
Yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't we use it? Oh, because it doesn't work.
Because it doesn't work. It's
Yeah, so
way
there's
more
that.
of a
And
hazard.
then he had like broken glass inside it instead of nails. So, and the whole reason that this fucking guy had was so that way it wouldn't be too heavy for any mail carrier to be like, oh, what's in here? A bomb?
Yeah, right. What's in this big ass thing? A possible weapon?
Yeah, exactly. So they're confirmed fake, but yeah, anyways, you were saying about how you like this guy, and obviously not as the bomb maker, but
Well, now that I know that he was using PVC, I didn't know that he was using PVC. I liked him because he's like a fucking conspiracy nuts wet dream, you know? Because it's one side of the story is that he is pro-Trump and he's gonna kill all of Trump's fucking people talking down on Trump. I'm gonna murder them all. Because did you see his van?
yeah,
Covered with stickers. He's essentially driving the Trump propaganda mobile. That shit is great.
I really wish I had one of them.
Yeah. Well, the best part is it's not even covering the whole van. The stickers
Just the
are only
windows?
covering the windows.
So that way, if you kidnap somebody, nobody can tell. They're just gonna be like, "Oh, whoever's in there is really, really also for Trump."
This is exactly why he's the conspiracy nuts wet dream. Because okay, conspiracy 1, he's pro-Trump all the way, and he loves him, and he's doing this for Trump. Conspiracy 2, he's paid off by the Democrats to send non-working bombs. No one died. Everybody's fine. The Democrats aren't paying to get killed. No,
And this just feels like. Go on, finish up.
So
finish
this,
up.
and
I'm
then
an
we just
asshole.
slap stickers all over his van on the windows, and there you go. He's working for the Democrats to defame Trump. Or option 3.
There's a third
There's
option.
always the third option. He's a fucking idiot, and he was just doing stupid things because he thought he was going to hurt people, and he just wanted to give himself a cause. I feel like he's option 3. I think
He's option 3.
I think he's an idiot.
He does have a prior record for, like, he was arrested several times for threatening judges in Florida. Right? Well, so
God.
first, they should have found him sooner because he was in Florida.
Yeah,
And
right?
I think, like, if you're going to find any crazy ass person, I would start there.
Oh yeah. for
Before
sure.
going to any other fucking state or city, I would start in Florida.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's where all the fucking retired people and demented people go.
Yeah.
Right? So,
I don't even know how old was he? He was 40 something, right?
40 something, yeah.
Yeah. It's like he's not old enough for dementia, but he's in Florida, so he must have something.
Yeah, he might have huffed a little too much copier toner. Like, okay, so the other problems here are that, like, it's too on the nose. Like, I like the second conspiracy theory where it's like, oh, he's propped up by the Democrats to, like, defame Trump or whatever, because this is just like, oh, but this is so on the button.
He is so fucking out there.
Yeah, I'm like, this is so on the button that it feels fake, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, who the fuck would actually do all this shit?
Right? Who wears their position on their sleeve? The fucking Unabomber. He had things to talk about.
That's what I'm talking about.
And
like,
he fucking dressed in what, a fucking slicker and an unmarked van. You
yeah,
know?
unmarked van, shades, hat, hoodie up, and it's just like
You wouldn't know that he had himself a cause.
that was the best SNL sketch I've ever seen, because it's like, oh, have you seen this guy? And it was the Unabomber, right?
Yeah.
And it was just the fucking police interpreter's sketch, right?
Yeah.
And then he sketched out other people too that also were wearing hats, shades, and hood up.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this guy doesn't look like anybody. He looks like everybody.
You're trying to have us find a dude with a jawline.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I guess all you could do is like, does he have a cleft?
Right? No? Oh,
No.
fuck.
All right.
That
Well,
makes it
then I
hard.
guess it's going to be worse.
Yes? It must be George Clooney.
Yeah.
But no, so wannabe PVC, the PVC bomber over here.
Yeah.
Fucking, he ties into my scumbag of the week of being the news media, because the news media just jumped on that. They saw the pictures on the windows and they're like, this guy is pro-Trump. And I'm like, did he spout the rhetoric? I don't.
He definitely had like the weird memes of like Trump riding a tank with the explosions in the background. I'm
just
like,
he's got the meme pictures. That's what's making me think it's like, no, this guy is he's off his rocker,
Yeah, that's what it is.
He's just an idiot, and he just thinks that he wants to put Trump on there. He thinks he wants to have a cause, but I don't think he's fucking attached to anything. I think he just wanted a reason to do it.
Yeah,
he saw the news, who's spewing all this shit back and forth, left and right, and he's like, well, let me pick this side. And, it was a fucking roll of the dice,
Yeah, I was gonna say, the reason why I was gonna go with theory 2 of him being like part of the Democrats group is because it's like, oh, it's the group that's not for the NRA, and of course they wouldn't know how to make a weapon, and they would use PVC. And
that's true.
Like broken bits of glass, and I was just like, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah,
this doesn't work the way you think it would, because the reason why nails work is because they're fucking nails,
right.
And glass has more of a tendency to like ricochet than a nail would.
Oh,
like
man.
It doesn't have a driving force.
There's things to go into, fucking being around fucking IEDs and learning about those over fucking Afghanistan. It's like, you can put things together in a certain way, and he just did it all the wrong way.
Yeah.
So
okay, whatevs.
Anyways, that was round one. That was round one of the world fucking falling apart.
Yeah. So what else do you got? Do you want to talk about the fucking caravan?
Oh, fucking. There's another one.
And this one was the other conspiracy theory. This one was the conspiracy theory from the right.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, people on the right are saying that the Democrats drummed up all these people to come in and vote during the midterm, because like, why would they start coming out now?
Exactly.
Except, the midterms right now, and we need more voters, right?
I mean,
but then the
that's one
left's
way to look
theory
at it.
is the left's theory is the full circle, where it's, oh, we didn't fucking get these guys. The right must have got all these fucking guys from Honduras to start this caravan, so that way it can make us look bad. And I was just like, I don't know what to tell you. I guess it's just 800 assholes that all want to come over here for something.
It's fucking a little bit more than 800.
Oh, they want to go see like what's up with this world's largest pizza in New York.
Hell yeah.
It's supposed to feed 40 fucking people, so we'll take a bunch of them.
Hey, some of us got to get there. They can't deport us all.
Yeah,
except we can.
It's all very peculiar to me, because
that is that the caravan is really fucking weird, because exactly, the timing is fucking weird. And why? Okay, you're running away from Honduras and fucking South America and Brazil, and we get it, they're shitholes, but why a caravan? Why this way? Why now? Why would you want to try and cross into the United States illegally in the most visible way possible?
Yeah, this is, it feels very almost declaration of war kind of thing. This feels very much like, oh, well, all right, we're not declaring war. It's just me and 299 of my best soldiers are out for a stroll, and then we see your caravan coming our way.
Right.
What's to do? I
mean, if you want to fucking if I'm going to give a conspiracy credit, I'm going to say that the Dems got this one down. That it's fucking the Republicans that are paying for the caravan to come here, because it's showing this big, massive force that's trying to enter America illegally, and it only strengthens Trump's agenda of
build that wall.
Build that wall. Stop illegal immigrants. This is.
There was some fucking guy.
Insane.
There was some fucking guy at the restaurant we were just at talking about like, oh yeah, you can go ahead and build that wall. I'm already here, bro. I'm here legally. And I was just like, well, nobody cares. Nobody's asking. Nobody's asking for your fucking green card.
Oh my fucking
You're
God.
Such a narcissist. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, no one cares about you. Fuck.
And I'm just like, okay, so
stop paying your taxes, then someone will care about
you. Oh
yeah,
exactly.
That's the big issue here, is people in here making money and not paying taxes. It's part of a cycle. It's the system we have set up. It's not perfect, but it works.
Yeah, and this is also like, again, where everybody's talking about how fucking like how terrible America is, and how the cops beat up the fucking immigrants and sodomize them with their fucking batons or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, look, we're not perfect, and some of the cops do that, but you know what? Whatever, we're working on it.
Yeah,
and who are we standing our fucking standards up next to? Because we're the first ones that gave people things like women's suffrage, the fucking ended slavery, and all these other fucking talking points. We were the first ones to do that. But who are we standing ourselves up next to? Which country looks so much fucking better to you?
Hey man, the United Kingdom, they have no problem with guns. All they had to do was ban them.
Yeah,
so now that their police can get threatened by a guy with a knife.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Oh, then
it's such a better system, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So that way the guys from 9/11 can go over and hijack the UK with box cutters.
Yeah, and just they'll just drive trucks down the road. They don't need to crash planes.
Yeah,
you know,
whatever. Who cares? It's like, oh man, we couldn't stop
Christ.
These guys. They had, box cutters.
Hey, we should be more like Switzerland, we should be more like Germany. That's who we should be more like. They're very welcoming to all immigrants. All they had to do was give up portions of their cities to create ghettos for these immigrants.
Yeah, and then now what? Now you're talking about like you have what they called no man's lands over there.
Yeah.
Is that really what you want? Like use that as a metaphor for your house, not for the country, your house. So you invite somebody into your house and they say they need help. Like it's, some fucking bitch down the street and she's getting beaten up by her husband. Probably looks a lot like me, whatever, right? So she's getting beaten up by this fucking guy and you invite her into your house, but then she turns that room that you gave her into an area that if you enter, you could die.
Yeah,
like,
I will stab you if you enter my room. It's like, but
well, you got to understand where she's coming from. She's coming from this really abusive fucking area. No.
No.
I want to help as much as I can.
For this. Yeah, I called the World Health Organization to come give her some help, but this is too far.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at what point is it? All right, you're too much for me. We got to call the cops.
It's the whole. You have to fucking stand your ground. Like as a nation, you have to stand your ground. You enact laws for a reason. Like fucking.
Yeah, did you hear that, guys? The fucking Max is pro George Zimmerman.
Fuck yeah, hey, I'm 100% pro George Zimmerman. Fucking that poor black kid. He made the really bad idea of strolling through people's backyards. He was just going for a walk. Yeah, not through my backyard.
No, like there's two sides on that story, but everybody wants to like. It's tough because we weren't actually there to see it unfold, but it's also like this guy was a thug too, because from one of the reports I've read that Trayvon Martin was like getting into a lot of fist fights with people, a lot.
Oh boy.
So it's just like he wasn't afraid to get into a confrontation with an older guy.
But like, okay, so we can look at this whole immigrant caravan thing the same way, except in this point we have fucking Trayvon Martin coming up from the South saying he's going to come in and break the law.
Hey, he's going to throw some hands.
Yeah, and he's going to throw some hands. Oh, well, what do you want to do over here? I don't know. What do you care? It's like, well, it's kind of my backyard. I kind of care.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Mexico. I feel bad because Mexico didn't stop them like the way that I think we are.
Yeah, well,
because we're pulling out our military. They pulled out some riot cops and they're guiding them through, but they let them in. And I'm like, that's I guess,
think like Mexico offered some of them shelter.
Oh yeah, no, they set up
food and work and shit, and a lot of them turned it down.
Yeah, they set up lines to immigrate into Mexico. It's like, hey, we can find you work. You can come be here. And a lot of them denied that and said, we're going north, and we're going to take that wall. And through the lines that Mexico had set up, they sent back 4,500 Honduran people. And I'm like, I didn't know that many people were coming in this caravan.
Yeah,
this thing is huge. It's way bigger than I fucking thought.
And I got to tell you, like, when we're talking Mexico, there's only a handful of jobs I want from Mexico, and all of them involve sex.
I mean, I just want to see more cockfighting, which is the same thing.
Yeah, it's another type of job.
It's another type of sex.
Yeah, exactly. Or the fucking universal donkey show that I don't think actually exists.
Yeah.
It's like...
I mean, I never found it.
I've only been to TJ once, but I've never... I was too young to go looking for it. Now it's like, I don't really care.
And of course...
Even if I could, we have the internet now, and I saw the one guy that got fucked by a horse and died.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And yeah.
It's a classic.
It's a classic, yeah. Oh, and I really need to... I'm going to make a note to give you those books by... fucking Chuck Palahniuk.
Good, the horse fucking books, yeah.
Well, like, one of the short stories in one of his books was called, like, Red Sultan's Big Boy. And it was a legendary horse that, like, this humble farmer guy bought for his daughter because his daughter's horse died.
Oh.
And he bought this horse not knowing it was the legendary horse. And there was a guy that was persistently trying to ask them, can I buy this horse from you?
Right.
And he offered him up to $10 million for it because it's the horse from the internet that fucked the guy to death.
Oh, my God.
The dad didn't know it at the time, and the girl knew that that's the horse.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, so and
that's
shenanigans unfolds.
okay.
But it's a real
So-
short. It's a short story. I think like in audiobook format, it's like 40 minutes long.
So Chuck, what?
maybe Chuck Palahniuk.
Chuck Palahniuk. There you go, people. Good reading material for the whole family.
It is definitely family friendly material.
There we go. So that was news story 2. We had the bomber. We had the caravan.
Oh, you want to talk about synagogue shooter?
Synagogue shooter. That's
This one I don't know too much about. Like this one was more recent, and I stopped like writing notes.
he literally walked into a synagogue during a naming ceremony for a child.
Oh
right?
yeah, like the bris or whatever the fuck
Yeah,
that
I
is,
don't
right?
know.
The part where they
I'm not Jewish. I don't.
the part where they take the turtleneck off the penis.
Nah, I think it was just a naming ceremony. I don't think there was a circumcision involved.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know that. So whatever. But he came in there and he shot the living hell out of a bunch of old Jews, and he was screaming anti-Semitic remarks, and the news blows that way out of proportion. Because okay, yeah, that's terrible. I don't know what further to say about that. He was a fucking crazed individual. He hated Jewish people. People hate Jewish people. People hate black people. People hate white people. Fucking this is that step too far that we're trying to avoid everyone else from going.
Absolutely. And this is the whole like we want to prevent these kinds of things from happening to responsible gun owners as much as possible, but it's like you can't really
See this coming.
Yeah, exactly. Like the one guy that snapped here in Vegas, it's just like yes, he snapped. It was like a long time coming from what other people are talking about his like their testimonies about his depression.
Yeah, like okay, so he was depressed and he was a gambler and he was on a bad beat. And it's like and then he snapped and he shot up the place. It's like, well, these things don't define a shooter, you know?
It's impossible to it's not impossible to tell, but it is a stripe that's painted on the soul where it's like you can tell like by the way they're hanging their heads.
Yeah.
So
this guy did terrible thing. I don't fucking know why. I mean, we know why. He hates Jewish people. He went to fucking court and he said, "Yeah, I did that. I hate Jewish people." And it's just like, well, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
It's the same as fucking I don't know. Like that's literally the story right there. That is only thing that happened. And then the news is doing fucking correlation is causation bullshit, saying, "Oh, well, if you listen to fucking I think my favorite article was from CNN, who is doing coverage saying that Fox News was purveying hatred or racial hatred."
Of course they are.
Because Fox News, when they covered the fucking caravan, they were talking about a potential immigration invasion. And the guy that shot up the synagogue was talking about how Jewish people were invading his homeland. And CNN is spouting this crap, and I'm just like, man, I used to watch CNN because they were pretty unbiased. They were pretty neutral. They used to be really neutral and just tell me news. And then I used to look at Fox News and be like, man, Fox News is too far to the left or right. Now I'm looking at it and I'm like, Fox News is on the left and the right, and CNN is fucking just flinging mud.
Super left.
I'm like, you know.
They're so far left. It's oh my god.
If anyone wants to talk about these fucking fake news things, it's because Trump keeps calling out fucking CNN themselves. So I feel like CNN is like over responding to this.
I agree.
And I'm like so some of my friends in Discord are talking about like fucking why is the news being like this? And I'm like, because journalism is dead. You know, fucking the papers are dying. Fucking TV is dying.
That's the only way they can get you to look at them anymore is to insinuate anger.
And now they're pulling into the fucking internet, and the internet's always been like clickbait kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Find out the real reason why this guy shot up all these fucking people in the synagogue.
Right.
How to prevent these things from happening. And the top 10 ways to make your man happy all in one article.
There you go. Fucking, you got the fucking duck with the fucking buff arms, and it's got a fucking rifles in them. And it's going to be like, this duck has shot up a synagogue. Has nature gone too far?
Yeah. You won't believe how many people get this test wrong. Yeah. 91% of people get this test wrong. Will you be one of them?
Like this is the world of the internet. I understand that. It's like they have to fight for it, but it's like when the fucking big news corporations have to fight in the same thing and they're doing the dumb shit. I'm just like, no, you need to find a better way, because this sensationalism, that's what's causing it. Like, I don't know how I feel. I honestly don't know how I feel about Trump calling out the news media when they're wrong and then not promoting them when they're right. I think that sends like kind of a bad message itself.
That's bad.
But I'm like, but the news should be impartial to it.
Yeah, because what they're doing is they're making it sound like the president
they're
himself,
making him right. They're making Trump right by saying stupid shit.
Well, what I was going to say is that what the news is doing is that they're making it sound like Trump has deputized these people to go out and send bombs to people he doesn't like, or kill people he doesn't like, and it's no, he didn't do any of this shit. He doesn't condone any of this fucking shit. And I don't know why you want to paint that same picture. This is the whole George W. Bush is racist because Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
And from what I learned is that in 1968, because, I was a spry young 45-year-old man at the time, they were talking about how in 1968 there was the Hurricane Prevention Committee in Louisiana, and they set up this plan to reinforce these dikes for like one of the world's worst hurricanes, right? Because to compare your our country to the lovely Switzerland, they did a similar thing, and they prepared for one of the worst storms ever, and they were fine. But what happened here was that this was set up in 1968, and in 1974, like the Flood Prevention Committee only finished like 70% of that dam, and they never finished it.
Oh, good.
And I mean, well, you saw what happened.
Yeah.
And it's not because of George W. Bush. We're talking all the way back from the 70s to 2000 and whatever the fuck.
Well, people would then argue that, he didn't enact, the National Guard and FEMA. And it's like, well, the state enacts the National Guard. So that's the state's bad. And FEMA being disorganized, that's bad on the country's part for not having, FEMA ready to go for this level of catastrophe. And hopefully that'll never happen again. But it's like, you don't foresee it.
It's impossible.
It's the same. I'm sure it's the same bureaucratic bullshit that led to the dam not being finished anyway. You know?
And
it's like, we don't need you, so we need to cut that budget. I'm sure that all just played into a really bad set of events. And then
it's more like, exactly.
George Bush is racist.
Yeah, exactly what you said, because it's like, it's easier to paint it as corruption rather than somebody's racist.
Yeah.
Because it's okay. So one of the fucking sayings I can go the rest of my life without hearing is that, hatred is taught, it's not learned. I'm like, no, give, like, a very simple experiment is with like children. Like if you gave two kids, put them in a room and they're not family members, right?
Yeah.
And you favor one over the other, one of them's going to get jealous of the other one and start trying to take the toys or the fucking candy away from him.
Yeah.
And will like do things in his method to get it away, to get things away from him, because people are inherently jealous or angry. Like you can become jealous. You can become jealous instantly. Same thing with angry because you're jealous. Like you said, we're humans. We have emotions. It's in our genetic code.
Yeah.
Like it was a fucking survival skill for a long time.
Exactly. Like at some point, this was a survival skill. It's like, well, I want what he wants because, I might need it to survive. Or, back then when it was, I do need it to survive. And then it just sticks with us,
Yeah, but what we did was everybody thinks that they can just remove all the conflict from everyone's life.
Yeah.
And I understand that you are trying to praise Shangri-La or whatever the fuck, but that's not real life. And you know what I'm talking about. Like, if you gave, you pick any random fucking super feminist out of the world and just, gave them the fucking magic wand to wave and see what kind of utopia she comes up with, it would be so myopic. I don't think it would span out past her neighborhood. Like, she all of a sudden has the answer for everyone's problems.
I bet you she'd eliminate people.
Oh, that's easy, because then it's easier to control when it's in a smaller group. But people can't even control the shit that goes on in their house. I bet there's dishes in your fucking sink that you haven't done,
right.
Or a fucking carpet you haven't vacuumed, or when was the last time you cleaned your toilet,
right.
Or fucking reshingled your roof. It's like you can't even keep a house under control. You think you can keep the entire fucking globe under control?
It's seen. I don't even know. I don't have a proper metaphor for this, but it's this small-minded attitude of, I don't like thing right now. It's the idea that I want to get rid of this. I don't care about the impact that I'm causing. I don't care about the wave that is going to come after. That's why change is slow. But, if you work hard enough, you can change the world. True. But if you keep working, that's when you start getting the information that, hey, some shit might not be, good,
Yeah.
Fucking, maybe we don't want free energy. Maybe that'll fuck things up for society as a whole.
It'll fuck up things one way or another. You know what I mean?
It's like, okay, we can cut on so then the goal becomes, oh, we don't want just to give free energy. Maybe we want to cut to like half oil consumption, that kind of thing. You know, there's a lot of big picture stuff that doesn't come into these arguments of, you know, we have to stop white people. That's where the message ends. It's like, oh, so what? We just go Gestapo and we gather up white people and kill them?
I think
what's the limit of white people?
Okay, so first off, I think we're getting it all wrong because like I wasn't even thinking of it from the internet approach. Like you have to keep your mantra within the frame of what you can use as clickbait. You know what I mean? Like we have to stop white people because like if you gave the rest of the reasons why, it's not going to fit in a banner headline for a news article. Like,
I don't know,
for
man.
BuzzFeed or whatever the fuck.
I get fucking pop-ups for Huffington Post. They say that exactly.
Yeah, just we have to stop white people. Click here.
Yeah, there you go. How can you help black people stop white people? How can you fucking, I don't know, eliminate the scourge that is Donald Trump? Shit like that. And it's just, I don't like, those are the rags that I'm just like, Jesus Christ, those are fucking pathetic. And then fucking I go and I check fucking CNN for maybe something a little less partial, and it's fucking the same shit, just directed, laser focused on certain people now.
Yeah.
You know, it was fucking, oh, Kavanaugh's a fucking rapist. And I'm just like, he's not even getting a chance. 12 more accusers have come out against the rapist. And I'm just like, yeah, they're accusers. You're not pointing out that they're just accusing him of something. He hasn't been proven of anything.
Like, I used to love the justice system because it was always guilty until innocent until proven guilty. Now it's the other way around. It's guilty until proven innocent. I'm sorry. I fucked that whole thing up. No, but you know where I was getting at.
No, you are where we are at. It's fucking, you are guilty. Fucking.
Until you are said otherwise. And then, of
even
course,
then, you're not.
You can't unring that bell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fucking. You know what? I think OJ did it. I really do. I think
he was just trying to get his baseball cards back, bro. Like,
exactly.
What are you talking about? He went into that hotel room with a gun, and he was like, yo, these are my memorabilias.
All right, they were. But no, it's like, but once you put someone up there and you put that doubt in people's minds, if they're a public figure, they're not going to live it down. It's fucking, I don't know. The news sticks, and the news is fucking.
Oh, they know what they're doing too.
They do not. They can't.
Well,
not at this
they
point.
know what
Not
they're
this
doing.
Generation.
They know what they're doing as far as manipulating your emotions.
Oh yeah, no, they know they're getting clicks.
That's all they know.
Every time they say something crazy, they get clicks.
Yeah, but again, like when you have the power to influence this many people, it's like you're weaponizing certain fucking insane people. You know that, right?
Oh yeah,
like that's the thing is that. You are causing all these people to go fucking crazy. And if you think it's just, people on the right are fucking insane and they're just listening to CNN and they're sending fucking fake bombs or whatever, don't forget, let us not forget, last fucking year, there was the guy that came out to the softball game with all intent to shoot fucking, the House whip. Fucking not Scalia, but something like that, right?
I don't know names.
He was gonna go shoot those guys. He shot like 3 Republican guys at a softball game.
Yeah,
and he was taken out, and it's like he had intent to actually kill people.
Yeah,
this dipshit sent out bombs that didn't blow up, but he's still stupid. Yeah, and he also needs to be in jail.
Oh yeah,
but I'm just saying that let us not forget that it's on both sides because what's happening is that. CNN will trot out somebody like Bernie Sanders, and Bernie's going to say Republicans are actually killing your parents and whoever the fuck needs health care right now because that's what Republicans are doing. They are killing people.
I hear that. I hear those fucking arguments, like people talking where it's fucking. They're afraid they're going to lose their livelihood directly. You know, fucking they get misinformation saying, Trump is going to cut Medicaid completely. You know, I'm not going to be able to live anymore. And it's like, he's not going to do that. You know, fucking no president would. That's fucking retarded. But they're getting misinformation from somewhere, from someone. You know, if it's not the news directly, it's people that are, you know, the far left or right. You know, it's fucking people are nuts.
Yeah.
Fucking who else went nuts?
I did.
You did.
Well,
fucking, there's the guy in McDonald's who fucking tried to shoot the place up and was stopped by a
guy with a gun.
Guy with a gun, yeah. He was there having McDonald's with his teenage son, and he just fucking dude came in and just started blazing apparently. And guy pulled out his concealed carry and he shot him down. He apparently took shots himself. One of the kids that was working there like jumped into the freezer and fucking hid. And he told the police that he's like, I just heard gunshot after gunshot, and my thought was that he was killing everybody, and then he was going to come find me, but instead it was just this gunfight happening between pretty much a fucking cowboy, you know?
Yeah, and like, can you blame the guy that went in there to shoot up the fucking McDonald's? Like, they raised the price on the spicy chicken, and they probably denied him the use of the bathroom.
Nah, you know what it was? You know what it fucking was? So I heard the McRib came back, but it's always limited supply.
That's what it is. He's like, why can't I get the Shamrock Shake all year round?
This is bullshit.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
But then fucking going back to the fucking synagogue shooting, I think Trump made a poor statement saying, if they had armed guards. It's like, that's dumb, Trump. That's dumb. Fucking, that's on the same level of putting. And then people will say like, he's gonna say put armed guards everywhere, put armed guards in schools. And I'm like, no, but shying away from guns isn't helping. Being fucking little mice and hiding from crazy people. It's like we have, I don't know, a couple thousand people that live in this country. Just give or take.
A few. Like last time I checked, it was probably like 6,000. I think that's all I can. Like that's all I counted.
Yeah, just using my fingers and toes.
Yeah.
No, we're fucking. I don't.
330 million plus. Jesus.
Right. So you're looking. People just see numbers, and you see a number that big, and your mind just blanks it out. All right. So go to how much does like a football stadium seat?
Okay, so
depending on size, it's like 50 to 100,000.
Yeah,
for like the super big ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Bill Nye said something like that. It was like 50 to 100,000 because like the comparison he was making was that there's more seats in a football stadium than days in your life.
Jesus.
Yeah, because he's like, if you just sat in each seat at fucking Cowboy Stadium, you wouldn't make it to every seat before you died. If you just spent one day in the seat,
just hang out for a day. But yeah, no. So go turn on football. Turn on soccer. Look at a stadium. See all those people. That's 50,000 to 70,000, somewhere between there. And fucking think about that. 330 million.
Yeah.
There's gonna be bad eggs in there.
Yeah, and I don't think any other country has more than us. I think.
Certainly not China.
Or India. Because they just sleep in the train station, Max.
I feel bad for India. Jesus Christ. I look at maps occasionally, and I'm just like, man, that's a lot of space. And we have a lot of space that goes unused, too. And then you look at India, and you're like, 1 billion.
Yeah, 1 billion.
1 billion. China's at, what, 3 billion?
I
don't know.
It was 1.7 or some shit in China.
Ridiculous.
But there's a lot of unused space in China, too. But there's a lot of, like, fucking mountains there, too.
Yeah.
So it's just... Oh, one of the biggest lies. Okay, so real quick, what I ended up doing last week instead of doing this show was I was in Disneyland, right?
Of course you were.
Well, yeah.
You were having fun while people were getting shot. How does that make you feel, Tim?
Pretty good.
I want to go on this jag, too. Why do people feel like you have to feel guilty for other shit that's happening? Like, I don't have any connection to the synagogue shooter. I'm a Mexican. I'm not a white male. I don't hate Jews.
Yeah, you have this connection with the fucking Honduras caravan.
Hey, fuck them, all right? I got here. My dad swam. Why can't they? You know?
Exactly. So
it's like, but then it's the idea of, do I have to feel guilty? Do I have to say sorry to this? I'm like, am I expected to do something? It's like, I have a life to live, But anyway, you went to Disneyland. You have a life to live. You didn't let some guy sending fake pipe bombs to Democrats get you down.
So I'm going to talk about Disneyland real quick, right?
Okay.
So one of the rides there is like a 3D kind of ride. Like, it's like you sit in a chair in front of an IMAX, right?
An IME?
Yeah, an IU.
Hell yeah.
So welcome back to the Bad Name Show.
Hell yeah, terrible names.
But this one was California Soarin', because this is one of the few rides Roselle will actually go on.
Oh,
she's afraid of
chicken?
She's afraid of like roller coasters and stuff. So I don't get to go on like Hyperspace Mountain or fucking any of that. I don't get to go on the Incredicoaster is what they renamed it.
Oh, really?
It used to be California Screamin', now it's the
Incredicoaster.
Yeah, well, because
The Incredibles?
Yeah, they rebranded the whole pier in California Adventures to be Pixar themed, so now it's Pixar Pier instead of California Pier.
That's cool, I guess.
It is
California.
It is really, like, I love Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
And we're on California Soarin', right? Because it, like, picks you up and you're, like, staring down into an IMAX screen and you're kind of, like, your seat's rocking around, but you're, like, not that far off the ground, like 20 feet off the ground still, but it's like, it feels kind of cool that you're in a harness.
That's cute.
Right? And you're watching, and, you know, they go over China and they show the Great Wall, right?
Yeah.
Because they take you on a tour of the world.
Okay, that makes it cooler.
Yeah, so they take you on a quick tour, a brief tour of the world, and it's just like, oh, you're in, like, South America to see some castle that's, like, there, and then you go over to China, and then there's the fucking, or, like, you go to Australia first, then China. In China, there's the Great Wall. And I was like, this is the greatest lie they've ever sold. Not that the Great Wall of China is real or not, because I'll leave that to you fucking flat earth fuckers.
Yeah, right.
But they show the Great Wall of China. I was like, the problem with this is there's no tourists on it. Because that fucking thing is packed with tourists.
Oh, for sure.
Packed. There was like 7 people on that wall total, and I was just like, that's the greatest lie that Disney will sell you right there.
It's like when the movies show you the fucking Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just like, there's no tourists?
Yeah, right? There's no tourists.
Fucking tourists there every day.
There's no tourists just hanging out at the base. Oh, no. And then the couple wants to go to the top, and they make it all the way to the top, and it's just them.
Yeah.
It's like, no, bullshit. It's just them.
When I got to the top of the Statue of Liberty, they quickly rushed me right the fuck down.
Hey, look, it was cool. See
cool?
ya.
Or, hey, did you have fun? Did you enjoy walking up those weird stairs? Fucking, hey, look over to the side. You can see your tablet? Okay, take your selfies and get the fuck out.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got
We
like...
gotta make room for the next group.
I was going to say, you got like 3 pictures, and they're all like motion blurred.
Yeah, exactly, because it's like, I had to take them while I was on the move.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, okay, so then
There's
like, you also go to the Taj Mahal, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
yeah.
in this ride, and I was
Same
like, oh
thing.
yeah, same thing. There's no fucking tourists here, like everybody taking pictures and shit. I'm like, there was like 4 people walking towards it. I was like, it's such a lie.
You're bullshitting me. We got him on an off day. That's what it is.
Yeah.
No, you know what it is? It's a peek into the future after the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, wow.
You know what? Thin out the numbers. Hey, man, it's dark, but it gets brighter, all right? There's always hope. That's the story of Disneyland, right? There's always hope.
There's always hope. Well, I mean, like, I love Disneyland because of how fucking smart they are too.
Yeah.
Like they implemented hardening up right away. Like after all the shootings and stuff, you can't go in there. It's very much like the fucking the airport. You have to go through the metal detector, take all the shit out of your pockets, sometimes take off your shoes.
Except I'm sure the people that work security there take it seriously instead of at the airport.
Yeah, the Army probably makes jokes about the Mickey Mouse security.
Yeah.
Well, these dudes are actually carrying like MP4s.
Oh, Jesus.
They're
Hell yeah.
for real with the drug dogs too. But
Fuck yeah.
they don't make you throw out like any of your liquids either. Like if you got a bottle of water, it's like, okay, whatever, you got water. But they just want to make sure like, hey, open up all the zippers on your bag. And you can take all the fucking food and drink you want into the park, but just open up all the zippers. We got to look through all of it. All right, and then take all the shit out of your pockets, take your shoes off, go through the metal detector. All right, have a great day in the fucking magical kingdom and shit.
Yeah, got
and
it.
I love
It stays
that.
the happiest place on earth.
I love that because it's like they deter people from coming in with weapons because it's like the last thing Disneyland wants the headlines to read is X people dead at fucking at the Magic Kingdom.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
I fucking love Disney. Disney always puts out to me, they always put out a really decent product. It's always, for me, it's always like a C, well, not even a C, a B or better, like for their movies and stuff. Like,
I don't know. I never went to, I went to Disneyland once, like when I was like 6 or 7, and I never had an impact made on me. I always liked Six Flags better.
Oh, well then you need to come with me next summer.
Oh God,
because
no.
we're planning to go in summer. You're talking all this shit now, but you haven't had the lobster nachos. That's
I don't know, man. I can't go with you because you got the girlfriend that doesn't go on the rides, and if I'm not going on the rides, then I'm not having fun.
No, you can come on the rides with me that she won't go on.
This is the difference between you and me. Like, you're going with the girl that's like, I can only go on the slice of lives, and I'm like, no, man, I need shonen anime. You know, I need mechas in my life.
Yeah. So there was that. There was the guy that I saw when we were watching the fireworks that got really pissed off. Not because he couldn't see, but because, like, I guess somebody he brought with him or whatever was, like, recording all of it. And I laugh every time I see this shit because it's like, you're not going to watch that shit later.
Yeah, no.
You're not going to watch that shit later. And then, like, people are, like, FaceTiming other people with the fucking fireworks show.
Geez.
And I'm just like,
I mean,
it looks so stupid because I could see grandma's face
Yeah.
on the fucking phone while you're doing the fucking, the fireworks. But I'm just like, whatever, you guys do you. Like,
I
it doesn't
guess.
really impact me. But this guy was like, oh, yeah, I'm so glad we paid all this fucking money to come here for you to look at the fireworks through your phone. I'm just like,
See, okay.
you let somebody else ruin your good time? That's where you're stupid.
Okay, I'm on his side. Why the fuck are you coming? And if you're planning on recording anything, why are you bringing a fucking phone? Get a real camera, people.
Yeah.
Be real tourists. Fuck.
So, yeah.
So that's the problem with America. Everyone's half-assing everything. We got half-ass tourists using half-ass phones with shitty megabyte fucking or 1 megapixel cameras going.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's get into some. Well, let me talk about some other shit. Did you vote? I voted.
Did you vote? I did not vote yet.
Yeah, I voted, and I really wish that fucking sticker they gave me at the end had the power to block all these fucking campaign ads.
Oh boy.
Oh my
fucking
God.
Christ.
I saw one the other day that I fucking fell in love with for a campaign ad.
What is it?
It was this guy that was a paramedic, and he was like, vote yes on 11 so I can save your life. It's that simple. And that was the end of the ad, and I was like, what's the question?
I'm sold.
What's the question?
So Proposition 11 is to enact more sluts on the streets.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what the fuck is, what's question 11? Because, like, it wasn't a Vegas ad.
Oh.
Vegas only has 6 questions on the ballot.
Oh, good.
So it's just like, what's question 11? What state was this applicable to?
Right.
And I'm just like, this might be in California or something, but then it's like, what is question 11? Because it's like, oh, do you think that the paramedics should save your life or come up and curb stomp your ass when you're dying?
Oh no, fucking wait, how do I vote to get the curb stomping? Do I vote no?
Yeah, vote no if you want them to come up and curb stomp you.
Because they word those ballots pretty weird sometimes.
Oh, fucking A. It's like they use a bunch of double negative and confusing language just to fuck with people.
Yeah, I don't like, and this is coming from the voting committee. It's like they're not supposed to be partisan here, but they're giving you these weird ass fucking questions. It's like, if I answer yes, I could get $100 tax rebate. If I answer no, I get shot in the gut.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know how to put this.
That was my favorite campaign ad. Was the paramedic that was like, vote yes on 11 so I can save your life. It's that simple. I was like, I want to know what no was. Like, I thought paramedics' job was to come over and help save you when you're dying. But I guess it's like, oh, they need to get like written consent or some bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before you can start CPR or any of that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh my God.
This seems so weird that this is on a ballot now.
I'm happy we got Good Samaritan laws.
There's also question 0 in California.
Oh hell yeah.
And I'm like,
vote yes and we keep laws, vote no, abolish all laws. That is question 0.
Well, I like question 0 because I was like, oh, it's all the same political bullshit with 0 calories. Like, I loved it because there's a lot of things where I'm like, okay, so if this question's so important, why isn't it 1? Why did we start at 0? Because this is confusing.
This is.
Secondly, if it's not that important, why didn't we just add it to the back? Because you can always add 1. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even if you have 11 questions, you can go question 12, not question fucking 0.
No, this must come before all others.
Then why didn't you just bump the other ones down?
No, this is a last minute change. Those ballots were already printed.
God, because there were so many fucking like flyers in California. Half of them were vote yes on 0, and then the other half obviously were vote kinda yes on 0. No, they were vote no on 0.
Are you sure it wasn't like a deformed 8?
No, it was just a 0.
Just
and I was
a 0.
It was no on 0. No on 0. I was like, what's question 0? I wish I lived in California to know this one.
Maybe it was the letter O. I don't know these. That's weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
So
I haven't voted yet. Go out, do your civic duty, and vote.
So
and then complain
I had
about
to go
it.
to 2 stops because the first one that my GPS took me to for early voting was just like an intersection.
Nice.
I was like, oh, okay. So just get out of my car right here on Silverado Ranch in Maryland and just try to vote.
No, just shout really loud.
Yeah, democracy! Fucking...
Okay. Yes, no, yes, Republican, independent, you know. Just shout it. Someone's going to take notes.
Oh, and I like, not to throw shade at people, but if you're running on, because in this year's election there's a few people running unopposed, I didn't vote for them. I was just like, if you lose running unopposed, I don't give a fuck.
You don't deserve.
I don't know how you did it, but all right, I don't give.
Well,
a
I'm pretty
fuck,
sure.
dude.
I'm pretty sure there's still like a minimum number of votes that you need to garner.
Like I
That's
never,
why they have to run.
I never vote for people running unopposed. I'm like, I'm sure you can cobble together at least enough people that'll vote for you just because you're on there.
No, my grandma really hates me. She's really keeping my numbers down.
So
That's the funnest part of this whole election season.
Yeah.
Seeing all this bullshit coming out. Oh my fucking no one is not flinging mud. I remember seeing some ad campaigns where it's like, I'm working hard to serve the people. No, it's every ad campaign is this fucker over here is trying to kick your dog.
yeah, exactly. Why would you vote Dean Heller? He's just running to support Trump's hate agenda.
Yeah.
I saw that was one of the ones that came up on like my feed was, why would you vote Dean Heller? He just supports Trump's hate agenda. And I
Oh
was
wow,
just like,
those words exactly.
those
It's good
like
times.
verbatim, and I was just like, okay, I'm voting Dean Heller.
So I'm watching a lot of YouTube, and I keep getting this fucking Nancy Pelosi and some other broad one, and they keep swapping the faces, and I'm like, I don't care who either of these are.
Yeah, Jackie Rosen and
Jackie
Nancy
Rosen,
Pelosi.
and they're the same person. I'm like, okay, you sold me on that because they're both old white ladies. The fuck do I care?
All you're gonna do is fucking confuse another guy with a weird van that has a whole bunch of stickers on it.
My question is, who do you want me to vote for then? You've eliminated two of the candidates.
It's a right wing ad because they don't like
Yeah.
Pelosi, and she's
Yeah.
just they're the same person.
They are the same person. I'm like, that's dumb.
Yeah. So I was
Promote
like,
yourself.
whatever.
Don't degrade others. Fucking Christ.
Okay, so real quick, I got a couple other fucking things that I want to talk about that were just really weird things. Okay, so
Alright.
I go to dinner with my girlfriend and my sister, and then my younger sister and her boyfriend, right? But her boyfriend also brings his mom, so there's like the six of us at a table. So that was really
I
weird.
want to cut you off here. That's weird. Is that weird?
That's really weird.
Is this a
yeah.
family get together? Like,
It was unplanned for that, like, I would see my little sister and her boyfriend at all.
okay?
Because initially it was just going to be my older sister, me, and my girlfriend.
So you just bumped into them, or
No, like,
like last minute?
yeah, it
Hey,
was
we're
very-
going.
Yeah, it was a last minute, like, my older sister knew that I was coming out, and she was texting my younger sister for something else. And she
Yeah.
said she could drop it off later on or whatever because she'll be going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Or, like, overlapping on the same time frame I'm there. And it's
like,
like,
hey,
oh, let's
well-
go to dinner.
Let's hang out. Oh yeah, my boyfriend's coming. Oh yeah, my boyfriend's bringing his mom.
Yeah, it was really weird, but I
guess.
made a lot of them fucking laugh because, you know, I'm just a fucking clown outside of doing this shitty podcast.
Oh, I mean, all they had to do was look at your face. Ayo.
Ayo. So, okay, I do this move where the waiter asks everybody for drinks, and then he's like, do you want to get any apps started? I was like, oh, can we get the tableside guacamole? Okay. I didn't know that this was going to be such a flagrant fucking foul, right?
Is it?
Like, do you like guacamole?
I mean, I'm fine with it.
This one was fucking awesome. I love tableside guacamole because it had like just a little kick of garlic and lemon in the avocado, and it was just so fucking spot on. I loved it.
All right.
And
Sounds good.
It's kind of pricey. It was like $14, and I was just like, of course it is because
Of course it is.
Disneyland 1, and 2, it's 2 fucking avocados, so it's like, all right, well that's already $10.
So fucking dumb.
Yeah, but this was fucking great because it was like nice and chunky, and it was fresh. It was super fresh. And my girlfriend and I are the only ones eating it because my older sister doesn't like avocados, and the other 3 don't really care for avocado either. And I was just like, holy fuck, I didn't know I picked something so divisive.
I guess they're just staring at you like, oh my god, he wasted our one appetizer order on this.
I didn't know that was gonna happen. I was just
God,
like, dude,
this
I
heathen.
love avocado.
He
And
could have gotten the mozzarella sticks, but no.
we went to a fucking Mexican joint.
He could have gotten the mozzarella sticks. He could have gotten the churros, but no,
Oh,
the
man.
mozzarella churros.
So okay,
I don't know.
Like, I
chips
felt-
and salsa. I mean,
yeah, it
it's
was
all the
chips
same
and salsa
shit. Yeah,
with
no, chips
a
and salsa,
side
and you get
guacamole.
like guacamole, and they're just eyeing you down, just eyeing daggers
Oh, they
into your
had
soul.
they had no problem eating the fucking chips, but
Oh,
when
yeah.
it came to the tableside guacamole, it was just like, oh, this is okay.
I don't know, man. Can you expect everyone to have your taste? I mean,
No.
I like avocado.
I didn't expect to go 0 for 4 though.
Yeah,
Like, because
how'd you go?
I knew Roselle was gonna eat it, so I had at least 2 out of 6 people down.
Yeah,
But I didn't know that would be the only 2 out of the 6 people that would like guacamole. So
It's fine. It's weird. It's just
I just wanted to have it because it's like, oh, it's such a novelty because you don't get that here. So there's no like Mexican restaurant I've been to in Vegas that'll do tableside guacamole.
I feel like I know I've been to some, but I feel like they've probably closed down by now.
Yeah, so there you go. The second thing is that these other things happened to me at work.
Oh, good.
Okay, so like Saturday or Sunday while I was at work. So I'm dropping off prescription meds at like this old folks home.
Okay.
And I opened the door for this woman.
Yeah.
And I hit her with the door.
What a douchebag. You hear this? He just abuses old people. Yeah. And you're going to
her-
come onto your podcast and gloat about it to the world. What a fucking monster.
I hit her in the cane.
In the cane. Oh.
And her response was, "Ow, you need to watch what you're doing. You're going to hurt someone."
She's not wrong.
I opened the door and the bottom corner of the door hit her in the cane.
Hey, man, that hurts. Have you ever been hit in the cane?
No.
Because I can tell you, I've had quite a few stubbed nubs on my cane, and it's quite painful.
I'm like, oh my God, this would only be worse if she was in one of those walkers with the tennis balls and I hit her in the tennis ball. And it's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh my God. I don't know. Hey, man, that cane, that vibration, all right? She's old. She has brittle bones.
It's not like I opened the door fucking like I was trying to pull the door off the hinges. I just opened it normally, and it hit her in the cane.
Should have stuck her head in the door. I'll show you pain.
Yeah, I was just
Christ.
like, okay, man.
It's
And
good.
this one guy, like, as I was leaving, he was an older dude, and I was secondhand hearing his conversation, but he was having one of those fishing stories.
Hell yeah.
Because he was talking about how it was the 15th month and the 15th day and the 15th hour of 2015 was the last time he worked full time. And I was just like, what the fuck did I just hear? About the 15th month and the 15th hour of 2015. I was like, holy fuck, what just happened?
Sometimes, yeah, I mean, you get old, you start to forget things, so you just correlate it all together.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it was March 2.
It was all I remember is 2015. I'm just gonna use that as my jump off point.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but he definitely said all those words because like I was standing maybe like 6 feet away from him, and he was talking about like how the last time he worked full time was that, and I was just like,
no, he just lives in.
Nobody's gonna question you on any of those fucking things that you just said.
It's probably the 15th time he told that story.
Oh man. Okay. So we're gonna roll right into Do You Feel Old Yet? Because we still got a bunch of show to cover. All right.
I haven't nubbed my cane yet, so I don't feel old yet. I'll stay behind you so you can slam your door into me.
You're old.
Okay, so it's been 2 weeks, so I only want to hit like the big bullets, but there's a lot on here, so we'll try to keep this,
There's a dark joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, the big bullets.
Oh, yeah.
Going back to fucking George Zimmerman.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so first off, real quick, with George Zimmerman, he's an asshole. He did the right thing, but he's still an asshole because he made T-shirts and he's selling the gun that he shot Trayvon Martin with, and he's asking for $500,000. And I was just like, you're a piece of shit, dude.
You shot some poor black kid. You didn't shoot fucking Lincoln.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And he was making T-shirts about like not in my neighborhood, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
All right, you know what?
You can stand your ground, but you don't have to be a dickhead about it either.
I like that. I like the shirts. I don't like the fucking trying to sell the gun. That's stupid.
Okay, so this one's very near and dear to my heart. But okay, so as always, Do You Feel Old Yet? We just kind of reminisce about things that happened historically throughout the days in the past few weeks.
Yeah, as long as our memory holds up.
Yeah, so October 18th, 2005, this one's near and dear to my heart. Thrice's Viesu releases.
Which album was this?
I Hate You.
No, really. This is
the one with Image of the Invisible.
Here's my problem with Thrice.
Music Box.
It has Artist in the Ambulance, and then what was the one after Viesu?
After Viesu was Alchemy Index.
Exactly. It goes Artist in the Ambulance, and then Alchemy Index, and Viesu was the bridge because It's like you're looking at 10s and there was a 9.
Oh, fuck
I'm
Fuck
telling you.
This
No.
one was a 10 for me.
No, you know what it fucking is? It's the fact that it's called Viesu.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
one
fucking
was
remember that.
This one's a banger, dude.
I know. I love that album. I love the image
So-
of the Invisible.
Yeah, so you guys should definitely check that one out. All right, so let's move right on. October 19th, 2010, Fallout New Vegas.
Fucking Christ. The last good Fallout.
Really?
Fucking,
Okay,
yeah.
you're going to have to fill me in because I didn't play this one.
So fucking Fallout was a storied old style RPG fucking, and then Bethesda bought it out later because it had its uptime in
It
the
had to.
90s
It had
and then
to,
it died, and then Bethesda took the license and they made Fallout 3, which was like weird. It went from a fucking classic top-down like Diablo looking kind of RPG game to a first-person shooter, and everyone's like, wow, this sucks, and the writing sucks, and it ran like shit. And then Obsidian was a company that was formed by Black Isle Studios, who originally made Fallout 1 and 2. And so Obsidian got the rights to make a game for Bethesda, and
They made this one?
they made New Vegas, and it's fantastic. The writing is great. The humor is fantastic. They had to use the same fucking shitty first-person shooter crap, but like it just mechanically worked better. Like Bethesda games are shit. Bethesda games are shit.
That part was always weird where it was like FPS, but then you could like target certain things
You
and
get
then
the
RPG
stop
style.
time, yeah, and then it has stats and stuff. Is Bethesda's everyone or not a lot of people like Bethesda and what they did with it, but New Vegas was brought in by the company that made the originals, and it's a stellar game to play through. Like you're interested in the world again, which is what the originals brought you. So good times.
All right. So let's move right along. October 22nd, 2013, Thor Dark World premieres.
I went to see this in theaters.
This movie sucked.
I have never walked out of a movie in my life. I didn't walk out of this one either.
But man,
But
oh
I looked
man,
at my
thought
phone
about
a
it.
lot.
Yeah, I thought about it. Holy fuck. This movie, like, I don't even remember anything really about it. Like, there was this big pillar.
Exactly.
and
I was gonna say
Natalie Portman.
there was a pillar and some broads were screaming about some stupid
And
stuff.
Loki betrayed Thor for the Dark Elves
I
or
don't
something,
remember
and then betrayed the Dark Elves for Thor.
I don't remember I don't remember Loki being in the movie.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
He was somewhere, I guess.
yeah. This was.
There was elves. There's a tornado at the end, right?
Oh yeah.
Was there like a big black tornado was like
Yeah.
destroying stuff, and he had to stop it? It was magic or something.
Yeah, they were on Earth, and Natalie Portman was somewhere like by the White House or something.
It's really dreary. Like the color palette was like a blues
Blue,
and grays.
black, yeah, and gray, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that, and it's just like this movie did not strike a chord with me.
No.
When we talk about like some of the worst of the MCU, like the recent between 2008 and current era, I guess.
All of it.
Yeah, 2017. So between 2008 and then soon to be 2018,
Yeah.
that whole decade span, this is going to go down as one of the worst ones
It's
for MCU.
it really is. Like it's just there was no saving it. It was a bad
'cause
movie.
even with Iron Man, like 1, 2, and 3, I can tell you something about each of them that I liked.
Yeah.
Because 1 was a classic, 2 had like that was the first one where it was like Whiplash versus Iron Man and War Machine.
Yeah.
And that whole like fight scene at the end where it was them versus those bots.
Yeah.
And
I just
that was-
like the hell's that actor's name? I'm bad with actor names.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
I love Mickey Rourke, and he was great as Whiplash.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
I loved I like Justin Hammer a lot too, because like in the comics, like he's a very Weasley kind of dude.
He's fucking Weasley as fucking that.
Yeah, and then in Iron Man 3, I could see where people didn't like it, but I can see where they kind of did.
Yeah.
Because this was the whole, like, there was more Tony Stark than there was Iron Man, but this was the whole, like, stretch of him not wanting to be Iron Man so much anymore. And then also, like, Pepper Potts doing the extremist thing, and then they were controlling all the fucking Iron Man suits, and then
man.
Pepper got a fucking arc reactor in her.
And then everyone got mad because the Mandarin.
Yeah, that part was stupid. Like,
I like that
including
part. Go fuck yourself. That was
the
good.
Mandarin was great.
Okay,
up until
okay.
they
So we're
included
talking
him.
about Iron Man 3. That shows how good fucking Thor Dark World was.
Yeah, because like Thor 1, you can say something good about, and Thor 3, you could definitely say a lot good about, because we
yeah.
did refer to prior podcasts. But yeah, this
But Thor Dark World is
this one was a stinker.
It was bad.
This one's super bad, and I don't think there's any other like movie in the MCU that compares to how bad this is.
I can't
in
think
the
of
recent
one.
MCU.
In the recent? Oh no.
I mean,
Not
Age
since
of
the Hulk
Ultron.
movies.
Age of Ultron's has like gone down as bad, but I at least remember shit about Age of Ultron. That
Yeah, there's more set pieces. There's more action. You can grab a tub of popcorn and watch Age of Ultron until you get to the end.
yeah, this
But
was like
the whole thing was just like, who am I watching and why?
yeah, and yeah, I don't really remember any of it being good. Okay, so October 23rd, 1941, Dumbo premieres.
1941.
Did you ever watch this one?
I've watched Dumbo. I love Dumbo.
Yeah, this one's a classic.
Like back when fucking Disney animated things.
Yeah, this was very weird because like that all I remember about Dumbo, like I remember the story and I remember like how good Disney is at like portraying this like thing to tug on your heartstrings where it was like the little like the mom trunk going to like pet the kid to sleep and the heartbreaking part where they're like separated where Dumbo was holding her tail and then they pull her away.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing, it's like, oh, elephants don't really do that, I don't think, but it's just like...
And that those sequences are all done with animation and music.
Yeah.
You know, there's no talking. Like, yeah, they talk later than for like humor and whatnot, but it's like, some of the strongest scenes that Disney's able to give you is through just the animation of the characters showing like the emotion that they're showing. You know?
My God, dude. Like, real quick, there's a few things I want to say about Dumbo, but like, just to go on a quick side jag because, you know, welcome back to the side jag off podcast.
We should get like a fanny pack that you wear on your side and we should print those out for people. That's our merch.
Side jag.
That's our merch. Yeah, the side jag.
So anyways, what the fuck movie was it? It was Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
Because they had the short, because they're doing shorts for Pixar.
Okay.
Like they do like quick 10-minute shorts or something like that before the movie. And this one was, again, no words, just all music and using music and the characters' faces to determine like what's going on.
Yeah.
And this one, there were so many fucking stupid fucking people that I wanted to slap around because it was about like an Asian mom.
Yeah.
Right? And basically they were making the little baos or the dumplings.
Oh, okay.
Right? And one of the dumplings like grew up and started crying. Like it you know, became human-ish. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Does that make sense? Anthro fucking dumpling.
Anthro dumpling. I gotcha.
Yeah, so
okay.
Because she's making them and one of them like she's about to eat it and it starts crying and then it sprouts arms and legs.
Okay.
And that part's
Cartoon.
kind of weird. But
I mean,
it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
And then she starts raising it and it's like a kid.
Oh.
And then the kid starts like it just shows little scenes of her life with the dumpling
With
kid.
the dumpling kid.
Right? Like the kid's like playing soccer and he's making friends and he's going to school and she wants to protect him from all these like things in life.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, like the kid gets this like kind of bad attitude and he wants to leave the house. And what does she do? She eats him. She eats the dumpling. And I was like, yo, this is a message about cannibalism, isn't it? But what it was it was kind of like a postpartum depression because like what happens is that the son, her actual son, comes in and he looks kind of like the dumpling and he's got himself a new girlfriend and it's kind of like it's sad but it's a bittersweet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like,
well, I mean,
it tugs on the heart of every person that is a parent. Like,
yeah, it's the idea of parenting, you know. It's and then remembrance, you know. Oh, he just doesn't come around enough, you know. Man, that's sad.
But it like her eating the kid was like the, you know, her desperation of like, I want to hold on to you, how I remember you, not how you're gonna grow up to be.
I don't want you to leave.
And I mean, it was a very easy message for me to see, but then you see all these fucking people like, why did the dumpling become a thing?
Yeah.
Why is she in love with her food? Blah blah blah. And it's just like
a lack of imagination there.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh my God, do you need? Because this whole story was told without words.
Yeah, you need I need narration. I need someone to say, "Fucking man." I feel. How would people react to fucking Fantasia? You know?
Yeah, that whole thing was just music and Mickey looking like, oh God, the brooms are walking around.
Crazy shit's happening. You know? Well, what's going on? I don't know. He's a wizard or something. Is that what happened?
I fucking hate it. And one of my favorite jokes about, like, not jokes about this, but like one of my favorite jokes that Futurama did was like Calculon was telling Bender like how to act, and it's like you can't just say how you're feeling to the audience. This makes me angry, and I'm just like, I fucking love it because it's so spot on.
It's it, yeah. It's true. It's working. We got you. We got the subversion. Everything's there. Fucking.
But that's
Dumbo.
what people need now, right?
Oh yeah.
And then the only other thing I remember about Dumbo was like that weird acid trip part where all the neon elephants were like dancing and shit, and it's just like,
I'm trying to remember. Isn't Dumbo the one with the racist crows?
yeah. I mean,
let's skim over that. you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
No.
I don't even remember what those fucking crows were called, but yeah, they
Probably
they
Jim. I don't know.
Damn.
I mean, I'm just saying. It's probably in the credits. One of them probably
Is
is.
Jim Crow?
Yeah. But no, like I like looking back at those old, especially like the Disney movies where it's like it's for kids and it's fun, but you have these weird little bits of history, and people nowadays would probably say take that out. It's like
fuck you.
It's part of it. This is the timepiece. Yeah, we've gotten past that, but it still existed. If you turn a blind eye to it, then fucking you're just covering it up.
Yeah, like you want to talk about like how green you want the earth to be or whatever, blah blah blah, but like the problem is that you weren't spouting all this bullshit about like diesel engines or cars and shit spouting out smog until the problem of how are we going to get around the earth was solved by cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So it's like you can't change the art for them driving a car that was mainly gas in movies, but
Right.
you want to censor that kind of shit. Because I remember there was a campaign going around a while ago, like 10 or 15 years ago, where it was like they wanted to censor everybody that was smoking a cigarette in a movie.
Oh, Jesus
And I'm just
Christ.
like, are you fucking serious with this?
It's like fucking, okay, so it's like the fucking, was it Spielberg?
Yeah, Spielberg with E.T.
With E.T.
And they replaced all the guns with walkie-talkies. That was the big thing.
He did something with Raiders of the Lost Ark too, or something like that.
Yeah, they replaced all the guns with walkie-talkies.
Fucking God. It's that kind of shit. That kind of shit gets me. I'm like, I'm not afraid of walkie-talkies. You're fucking making this stupid thing. We're all old enough. We've seen this, and we know you're just doing something stupid to appease who?
Yeah,
we make it safe for children. It's like,
you can't, like, okay, so
danger is part of life.
The biggest misconception and I'm going to say this to all you fucking parents out there, it's better to render your children as competent than safe, because safety means they're never going to leave the house. Competent means they can deal with the problems of the world. I would rather all of my soldiers in the army be competent than safe.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. If they know how to protect themselves, then they're competent enough to know how to handle the situation.
If they can
win the war being competent. They can't win it being safe.
It's like, fucking, there's like thousands of things to go off on this, Jag. Let's go on with what we were talking about, though.
Oh, okay. So Dumbo, good? Yeah, good.
Dumbo, good, great. Go watch it. Classic Disney. Animation's beautiful. Fun songs. There you go.
All right. So moving on. October 25th, 1978, Halloween premieres.
Holy shit.
Yeah, good old John Carpenter's fucking Halloweeny.
It was a story about a hot dog, right?
Well,
or a dog that was dressed up like a hot dog.
I don't know. Like, William Shatner was kind of in it because, like, the original mask was a William Shatner mask, spray painted white.
He was the star of the show.
So,
if you ask people. So,
and it had the guy from Austin Powers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mike Myers.
It did. So
behave.
So it's a slasher flick. There's tons of YouTube fucking videos that do breakdowns as to why it's like cinematically important, and fucking I suggest go watch them. Cinemassacre does them. There's a horror movie podcast that I listen to called The Horror Movie Podcast. It should be the first thing that pops up. I know, original, right?
Yeah.
But they talk about how
we
it
should
came.
Email those dudes.
I should.
Yeah. Like, why the fuck not? We could try to Skype them in, or we could Skype into their show or some shit.
Please, they're bigger than us.
Yeah,
They'll always be bigger than us.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's just saying.
It's worth a shot. But no, it's a classic slasher flick. So this came a little later in the game of slashers because...
this was the first one based around a holiday, excluding... Like, Black Christmas was before this one.
Yeah.
But this was the first one based on Halloween, and this one was the one that set the trend where it was like there's teens, they're making out, Michael Myers is killing some people.
Yeah. Well, like they
set the template for like Friday the 13th
for slashers and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this menacing guy that wears a mask and you don't know where the fuck it is, but it was made on a huge budget. No, it was hugely made on a tiny budget.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, it creates all this, like, John Carpenter is a genius. All right. Just fucking put that out there. He made a movie out of fucking shoestring and it's fucking amazing. And it's had such a lasting legacy. It's spawned like
8 sequels. 8 sequels, and then
they're not real sequels.
Well, like Halloween 2 was,
yeah,
and then Halloween 3 was an anthology, and then Halloween 4 was like the kid that became Michael Myers, I think, but then not really. Then 5 and 6 was weird because it was like, hey, Michael Myers is like the son of a demon, and then one of them was like there's a cult, but then Michael Myers is getting his ass kicked by somebody else, and then Halloween H2O because.
Why not?
I
liked H2O, honestly.
And then Halloween Resurrection. This one was just trying to cash in on the Blair Witch because this one was done in like not found footage but shaky cam.
That was
because it was based in the haunted house with Busta Rhymes.
I want to say Coolio for some reason. He was in another one.
No,
he was in a different series. Fucking, but yeah, Busta Rhymes. With,
he had to hit him with the fucking trick or treat, motherfucker.
Hell yeah. Fucking, and I mean, hey, fucking LL Cool J was in H2O.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, so
he's like, oh well, we got a rapper in this last one, so let's get a rapper in this one.
And then they had the fucking remakes by Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
The
first one was decent.
Yeah, Halloween 1 was a remake of Halloween 1.
That one was really, really decent.
Really good. I liked
that one.
And like I do like Rob Zombie's sensibilities, so making it like a lot of like real heavy into the grindhouse style that he has. I like that.
The second one was awful.
I didn't watch, but I've seen enough YouTube videos that I know there's a unicorn heavily involved with everything in that movie. It was bad. So
the parts where he was killing people in the second Rob Zombie one was like, okay, I guess he's killing people, but then there's unicorn and he's talking to the main bitch, but she's riding the unicorn, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, if pro tip as a like, I'm just a casual movie watcher.
Yeah.
But if I have to ask what the fuck is going on, like 10 times or something, you're not really conveying what you're trying to get across here.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, so Halloween started it all and then promptly just threw it all away. Not even though, because it's so iconic. It was able to maintain a level of popularity. Like, people don't laugh about Michael Myers, you know, even they just think about Halloween 1, maybe Halloween 2, you know. The Rob Zombie remakes come out and it's like, man, Halloween 1 is great. No one talks about Halloween 2, you know. I've never heard anyone talk about it.
No, because it was that poor.
Yeah, right.
But now this new one came out.
Yeah, the newest Halloween came out, which is called Halloween.
And it's a sequel to this one?
It is a sequel. It is technically Halloween 2 to Halloween 1978. 1978. So Halloween 1978, the original, now has this sequel called Halloween that came out this year. Fucking whatever day it came out on.
Yeah, use math, motherfuckers.
I'm sorry, man. I'm bad at this. All right, I don't do dates. All right, I'm just telling you what I know, and I know that this is a sequel to Halloween 1, and it's amazing. I love it. Like, when I went and watched, it's more brutal than 1 was. It's definitely more into the now aesthetic of, hey, we're gonna shock you with how people die, but in between, you know, them showing you that he's a fucking killer. Then it has all that tension that was in the first one, where it's like everyone's going about their daily life and you're just seeing through a mask, you're seeing like him wander around a town, or, you know, fucking you're seeing these actions he's taking and you're just like, what the hell's going to happen? Oh, wait, no, I know what's going to happen. He's going to murder someone horribly. And it's just shot so well. Like, fuck. I don't keep track of any, like, the directors and whatnot, but whoever they got for it, fantastic.
All right.
Fucking, I hope they make another one, you know, that isn't Halloween 3.
Well, Halloween 3, like, I liked the idea of it being an anthology. Like, it was called
so
Season
weird.
of the Witch.
You're taking a series that had 2 movies about the same guy. It was 2 movies, all right? So you said, okay, here's one movie, and then here's the direct sequel to that movie, and here's number 3. That's it doesn't involve that guy.
Yeah, it doesn't involve any of that shit.
You set up fans' expectations for this one guy. And
that
then,
I think is the problem is that they branded it as Halloween. If they branded it as something else, it would have been fine. You know, like if they would have just called it Season of the Witch, it could have been a fine horror movie all on its own. You know,
the problem is because it came from John Carpenter working a movie on a shoestring budget. People didn't expect it to get big. So they just said, he just ran with, okay, it's Halloween. And then Halloween 2, they're like, oh man, this is huge money. You have to make us another. And he's like, all right, I'll do that. Halloween 2. And then an idea formed. After that, an idea formed in his head, or correction, not his head. This from the studio's heads was like, well, let's keep this going. Let's get someone else. And fucking someone else ruined it, you know?
All right.
Just, I don't know.
So
Studios need to let artists work. Yeah, go watch Halloween 1978 and then go watch the sequel of it, which is or go watch Halloween 2. Halloween 2 is a good movie.
You should definitely go through it the same way everybody else did and watch the first one and then watch the other one from like the 80s and then just go through it the way they were released.
Okay, watch Halloween 1978, then watch Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and then watch Halloween 2, okay, and then watch Halloween, and then watch Halloweeny, because that was a funny movie with a cute little puppy.
Yeah. So, this is fucking insane. Okay.
Fuck that series, man.
All right. So, speaking of another iconic series, October 26th, 1984, Terminator premieres.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this was the whole fucking... Okay, so first off, I don't understand why the one bitch that saw Arnold come to the door with the shotgun ask, "Are you Sarah Connor?" I would have been like, fuck no, she's over there.
I mean... Hey, those were simpler times, all right?
Yeah, I guess so. Where dudes that are just fucking hulking big that come to your door with shotguns are like...
And leathers.
Yeah, and leathers.
Jesus.
Yeah, but... Okay, so this one started the whole thing as like... It started as a futuristic horror movie.
Yeah.
Not so much as a sci-fi action-y kind of special effects wonderland.
Yeah.
So this is one of the ones where I'm going to kill the sacred cow and tell you that I think 2 was better than 1.
I think you're a fucking asshole.
I think 2 was way better than 1.
So,
but 1, okay, so this one, for those of you who don't fucking know, it's a time traveling robot, and then Kyle Reese comes back and he makes it with Sarah Connor, and they make John Connor, and John Connor is very pivotal to the resistance against the rise of the machines.
hell yeah, he is.
So they have to send Kyle Reese back to protect Sarah Connor, not knowing that Kyle Reese is the dad of John Connor, and it's fucking spoilers everywhere.
And it doesn't matter because it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Because none of that matters because he's gonna fucking kill everything.
Yeah, so this is the whole like you versus an like immovable object.
Yeah.
Immovable object.
Unstoppable force? I
Yeah,
want to say he's the
force.
unstoppable force.
Yeah, and you're supposed to be the immovable object.
Well, that you're only fleshy. So he's going to shoot you.
Okay, so then, yeah, you're just fleshy guy versus unstoppable force.
There you go. See, it's horror. It's classic horror. You know, fucking it's...
It's a very good idea, though.
Watch Halloween 1978 and then watch this. It's a direct sequel. It's the same style. It's darkness. It's evil. It's killing machine that's coming, a soulless killing machine coming for you. It's classic horror in that sense, but the time travel, the
fact that you made it a robot makes it very scary because it's like you can't, like, my thoughts are like, oh, against Michael Myers, maybe you can get like a good like quick jab in or something, like a good right cross, or to kind of at least distance yourself, and then you could run away from him,
or a good coat hanger in the eye.
Yeah, this is more like, what do you do?
Exactly. I think like that helps, you know, the sci-fi aspect of it is interesting enough to pull you in. And then once you're in there and it's like, oh, it's trying to kill her. Oh, she's fucked. And then it's that whole idea of, yeah, she's the heroine and it's an American film. So she has to win. And then the question is, how the fuck do you win? You know? So it's enticing in that sense. And then all the collateral damage that comes along the way, you know, the classic fucking "I'll be back" to crash a car into your fucking face.
Yeah, this movie was great,
and
there was a lot more man ass than I thought.
You know what? I'm not ashamed to say that Arnold is a goddamn looker. fucking amazing, chiseled everything.
Like he's the granddaddy of bodybuilding. So nothing but mad ups to Arnold. Like,
oh yeah,
he has a fucking move named after him. One of the big shoulder workouts is the Arnold press.
Nice. fucking. But to comment on your fucking bullshit saying that 2 is better than fucking 1. No, it's not. It's different genres. All right.
You're right. We're talking apples oranges here.
Exactly. It's like you're working on the same tree. I don't know how this tree made an apple and an orange, but it did, and they're both great. It's the same problem that Alien runs into, where Alien and Terminator are both horror films set in their stage, and then the sequels are amazing action flicks.
Yeah.
You know? Like how much fear did you have in Terminator 2?
Like next to none.
Yeah.
The T-1000 parts were kind of scary because it's like it's that human uncertainty thing where it's like it's a blob that makes a face, and it's just like it's because it doesn't register as a human that you're like, what the fuck do I do with this? Yeah. You know?
It's a different style of film. Like Terminator had some day sequences, but once you hit like the halfway point, it's night. It's darkness. It's
there were a lot of trash can fires from what I remember.
I mean, it was shot in LA, so
damn.
Hey, it's never been good there.
No, you're right.
But no, Terminator 1, great film. Like it's a precursor to the action flicks, you know. Fucking watch it. Fucking why haven't you? If you like movies, if you can stomach a little fucking people getting shot in the fucking chest in a nightclub, then yeah, you know, go watch it. Enjoy it. It's got Arnold. He's great. He says the one-liners.
Yeah, and it did set up a lot of sequels, but let me tell you, if you get past 2, the rest of them aren't worth watching. And that's just truth bombs.
It is exactly like Halloween.
Yeah, exactly, because 1 was great, 2 was great, and then nope.
They need a remake where it's just fucking good
again.
again.
And then one of them was like Christian Bale was on set, and he was just cursing out the guy like, "Oh, fucking good for you! You set up the lights." Like, yeah, that one.
What a douchebag.
So, all right, let's move right along. October 27th, 2010, Left 4 Dead, the video game, comes out. All systems worldwide.
You ever play it?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I actually like this.
Fuck. I like. Okay, I really liked Left 4 Dead 1. It was
like, okay, so before I go too far with this, I like the idea of it, but this is a zombie survival first-person shooter.
Yeah.
And you're playing with 3 other people.
Co-op, yeah, co-op.
It's co-op 4v horde every time. I kind of like this, but I kind of hate this because it does kind of... The bloom comes off the rose really fast in this game.
You think so?
I think so, because, like... the characters don't play differently.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Like, if you made the characters play differently, it would give it a lot more replay value, but the fact that everybody plays the same doesn't really incentivize you to, like, play it multiple times.
Yeah. I can see where you're coming from. All you're really doing is picking a voice.
Yeah, and then 4, it was like you had one of 4 characters and there were 4 maps, and you got... like the maps didn't interlink with each other. There was no like overarching story that if you beat map 1, you go to map 2, and so on and so forth.
Right.
Each one of them ended with you getting on a helicopter and leaving.
Well, actually, so like the one thing I do know about that is that the story is always that your helicopter crashed and you ended up in the next zone.
Oh,
like,
okay.
But since it like I always remembered, did it have a shuffled map thing? Because I never played through them in order like that, you know? But like there was an order to them that you could have played through. But yeah, no, you're right. It's just a singular, here's the map. It's Mercy Hospital this time, you know? And I remember it being very linear. But like the idea was fresh enough at the time. Fucking who the fuck else did that? No one.
No one.
Right?
And it was very innovative. Like I played with Robert through most of them, and then 2 randos online.
Yeah.
And this was really cool.
It's fun, yeah, no. And then the survival aspect of it and the procedurally generated or just randomized weapon drops. Because it's like, oh, you go through the map. Oh, I remember a grenade being here that last time, but it's not here anymore.
Yeah, that does add spice to it, too. Yeah. But
it's like, oh, I had a shotgun last time, but now I can only find an SMG, so...
Oh, yeah. Like, I remember getting the snipe, and I was so stoked because it was all boom headshot for me. But yeah, like, it only had, like, so many rounds, and it was slow as fuck.
Right.
But it always counted against, like, the fucking hulking ones and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I was an MVP when that shit came around, but the rest of them, it's just like, well, I guess you're just ARing everything down.
So lately I've been playing a lot of Vermintide 2, which is based on Warhammer Fantasy. So if you know anything about Warhammer, it's the background of that is, hey, the world's gone to shit and there's like fantasy, elves and fucking lizard men and fucking normal people, and they're all trying to survive, except everything sucks. So everyone's trying to kill each other constantly, and they created a game called Warhammer Vermintide, which is covering the Vermin Tide, which is a bunch of rat people are taking over the world, and you're fighting through that Left 4 Dead style.
Oh, cool.
You know what makes it stand out? The fact that you have 5 characters to pick from, and they play differently, and they each have 3 job classes to pick from. So and melee is very important in this. So because it's set on fantasy settings, so it's like swords and spears and shit like that. Love that game. And I look back and I look at Left 4 Dead, and I'm just like, it is really hard to be an originator,
Yeah,
because
they originated this kind of style, though.
Yeah, and that's it, and it's the same general concept. Okay, you start at this point in the map and you need to get to that end point, and somewhere in between there's a whole bunch of asshole zombies, rats or whatever, and fucking big ass monsters, and then maybe you survive to the end. But I'm like, to come from that, and which I loved Left 4 Dead, and then to come all the way to Vermintide, I'm glad to see a genre evolve. Yeah,
because that was the problem. Like, my problem with this game is what I said originally, is that there was no benefits to picking Coach or Bill or Black Girl or whomever the fuck you're gonna pick, because they all play the same.
Yeah,
it's not
but if you were able to go in and say, oh, Coach gets to wear the heavy armor, so he can be in the front line.
Oh, then
whereas the girl starts off with a sniper rifle or something like that.
Oh, then I'm picking girl all the time, because snipe number 1. But I mean, if not, then I'll pick Coach and just go front line, and just like, oh, you have better melee because you're front line.
It's crazy how just a little thing, like just that little glimmer of customization or personalization for your own taste just lets you do stuff. Like if you could start with, hey, I want to start with a shotgun, instead of, hey, I hope I find a shotgun every time.
Everybody starts with the same pistol.
Yeah,
everybody has like one health pack. It's like, I understand that you had to start somewhere with a template, but it is very nice to hear that it evolved, and I might actually pick up Warhammer because of that, because I like this style of game, but there was not a lot of replayability.
Oh yeah, it's good times. Hey, it's if anyone listens to this in a timely manner, it's 50% off right now for Vermintide, so you can enjoy Left 4 Dead but better.
Yeah. Okay, so moving along, this one huge. We got to talk about it. October 28th, 2007, B movie. No,
this was
It was a bee movie. This was the movie about the woman that wanted to have sex with the bee.
Is this a plot point?
Yeah.
Oh dear God, this was Seinfeld, right?
Yeah, but I brought it up just for the memes. Let's talk about the actual movie. October 28th, 2001, Donnie Darko premieres.
Holy shit!
Did you see this? This one was go back to China, bitch.
all I remember, I have no idea when I saw this. I want to say I saw it in 03 or 04. I saw it later.
Okay,
but
same here.
But I remember being a depressed kid, and I'm like, man, I wish a plane would fucking hit me.
Okay, so other plot points. What are feces? Baby mice. Oh, yeah.
That movie was an indie movie. And it was weird.
It had both the Gyllenhaals in it.
And
she said she was voting for Dukakis, and that pissed off the dad. And I'm just like, yeah, that's me. I'm probably more like the dad than anybody else in this movie.
It's a really, like, it has some very scary, like, horror. Like, people want to sell it as a horror movie, but it's a drama. It
is. It's a teenaged, angsty kind of high school movie.
Yeah.
With some horror elements, but there's nobody dies. Spoilers, but spoilers at the end, somebody does. But the idea is that, like, it's very weird, because there's a lot of existential dread. Like, what would you do for the person you love? Like, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah,
it's about the same thing.
So I watched it, and it hit me hard, because I'm identifying with this kid who's got this shitty family and this shitty outlook on life, and everything's just fucking kind of shit all the goddamn time. And I'm like, man, I'm that angsty teen. I wish fucking weird, crazy shit would happen to me, that I could affect the world the way this is happening. And like, it has such a dour note in it that I'm just like, yep, that's a dark pit of darkness right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the kind of writing I actually like, where it's not everything has to work out in the end. I mean,
Yeah.
like when it comes to my Disney movies, I prefer that.
Oh yeah.
But I knew what the contract was when I was signing it.
Yeah.
This is more like, this is closer to how more people actually think.
Yeah. It's one of those movies that you watch to feel, you know? I don't know. It's one of those movies where I watch it and I'll go back to my normal life and I'll be like, everything's kind of better, you know? My day is brighter because that movie was fucking dark.
Yeah, and it's very interesting.
It's especially coming from Western cinema. Because,
Yeah.
like, I've seen these kinds of tones coming from Eastern, where they embrace more of the drama stories and whatnot. But to come from a Western, it's because it's indie, you know? That's
Yeah,
what gives it
and
that freedom.
The part where, like, there was time traveling involved in it as well. And this was kind of very interesting to me because, like you were saying,
Yeah.
because towards the end, spoiler alert ahead, like Donnie's girlfriend, she dies or something, right?
Yeah.
Like she gets hit by a car. And so instead of her dying, he kind of gives himself up.
Yeah.
And that struck home with me too, because it's like, this is the whole, you know, which would you rather lose kind of deal. Like this is one of those hypotheticals, and it's like, well, this one I can actually control the outcome to.
Right.
So, and I agree with.
It's a drama fantasy, you know. It's worth a watch.
This is absolutely worth a watch.
It's one of those. It's not classic. Like I could say you don't go buy it, but if you can find it, watch it. You know.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to have this in your
on
collection.
Netflix, so it is. I mean,
There you go.
Netflix is so ubiquitous that if
Thank
you don't
God.
if you don't have Netflix, fucking ask somebody to give you their Netflix account.
There you go.
You know one person, and if not, like 4chan has the universal Netflix.
Man, I wonder how many grandmas are loaning out all their Netflixes. You know.
Like I feel bad for fucking whoever is paying for that fucking 4chan Netflix account because it's always in use.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's move right along. And so watch Donnie Darko, B movie you could probably find on a post-it note somewhere because somebody's done it.
I mean, you're a terrible person for bringing that up.
All right, so October 29th, 2009, Bayonetta.
Fucking
This was something, right?
action combat refined.
Yeah, this was like, I looked at this when I saw it and I was like, oh, this is like Girl Devil May Cry.
It's made by Platinum Games, which was the offshoot of Clover Studios, which was the offshoot of the Capcom team that made Devil May Cry.
Okay.
So Capcom made Devil May Cry. The team got fired because Capcom hates their IPs. And so they become Clover Games. They do stuff like Okami, blah, blah, blah. And they become Platinum Games later on. And they're like, hey, we don't own Devil May Cry, but we still love making action games. We're going to give you a hot chick who kicks ass.
Yeah.
And
that was Bayonetta.
And that's Bayonetta. It's fucking...
And she's ruining Smash for everyone.
Fuck yeah, she is, because she's the best goddamn character. Apparently she got nerfed. But anyway, fuck Smash players. So it's an action combat game where you're running around as a witch, trying to stop heaven and hell. You're killing angels the entire game because fuck them. So heaven and hell are having a war, and you know our Earth is in between. Blah blah blah. Humans don't see it, but you know whoever wins, we lose, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she's trying to restore the balance and fuck angels. Not literally fuck them, but like shoot them in the head, kind of fuck them.
So it's fucking Constantine, but you know she's Bayonetta.
Yeah, but she's hot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because it's like I remember the whole slug line for Constantine was something like, heaven doesn't want him and hell doesn't need him or some shit. He's too evil for hell and he's too bad for heaven or some shit like that. And it's like, oh, that's this game. That's this game where you're too evil for hell and you're too bad for heaven.
Yeah. So they decided, let's make a really refined action game, and it plays beautifully. Like the different weapons, she has guns she uses guns on both her hands and her feet. Like she attaches it to the back of her high heels and she shoots people. It is weird. It's really weird to explain, but it's like if you were to pick up a controller and I push X and I shoot with my hands. Oh, I push fucking Y and I'm kicking and I'm shooting. okay, now I just mash them together like a fighting game, you know?
Yeah.
And then you just dodge and you beat everybody's ass and you get the fucking score at the end of every fight where it's like, oh, I got an S rank on that. You know, I feel good about myself. Or, oh man, I suck at dodging, so I got a B. I mean, that's the allure of it. The storyline is really thin. The character action, like the way it controls, the way it feels. It's one of those games where it's like, my mind wants to sink into this. It is a fucking fighting game kind of mentality. You know, I want to be good at this. Otherwise, you're going to just press one button and be like, oh man, I'm beating the game. You know, if you don't have a sense of self-improvement for, you know, a hobby that you like if you don't like video games as a hobby and you don't want to improve at something, don't play Bayonetta. Don't play Dark Souls. Don't play Tetris because you'll probably suck at that too. You know?
Fuck it. Don't play anything.
Just don't play games, man. Just more sports ball.
All right, so we've got 3 more there. Let's not go overboard on them. Okay, so October 30th, 1938, War of the Worlds radio broadcast with H.G. Wells.
Thank you, H.G. Wells. You scared the shit out of a lot of people.
Yeah, apparently this caused, like, hysteria. Like, people were going crazy, like, oh my God, we're being invaded from above. Because he presented it in such a way that it was so compelling, people just... like nobody's ever heard anything like this before. This was theater radio.
Yeah, like from what I remember of hearing about it, because I mean I wasn't there, but fucking it played like in the middle of some musical set that was being played on the radio. Like it was like 7:00, and then 7:30 ticked around, and the music was still playing, and then the show starts with them talking to some astronomer about what he's seen in the sky. And then go listen to it. It's free to listen to. It's on YouTube. Like so many people have done rehashes of it. You can probably find the original somewhere. But it's amazing. It's just it's a radio play. It's a little antiquated. It created a couple movies that starred Tom Cruise and sucked.
And it didn't make any sense.
And fucking, oh man, how come the fucking they died to the bacteria? That's dumb. No man, it's great.
Yeah, it was something like, which was it? Signs.
Yeah.
They were allergic to water.
They kind of ripped. They totally fucking ripped it. I mean,
yeah, but
because it's a classic.
But I was thinking like this is the whole plot hole that everybody brings up, where it's like, oh well, the aliens are allergic to water. Why would you go to a planet that's 80% water, pretty much?
Because they did it. Well, it makes more sense in War of the Worlds
than it does on Signs.
Yeah,
because like in human logic, it's like, would we go to a planet that's 80% lava, where it's like everybody drinks lava?
Hey man, if you show me some cute lava waifus, I'll go. Okay. I'll take that chance.
It's just like, okay, I guess that's a thing. But all right, so let's move right along. October 30th, 2012. Disney buys Lucasfilms. This was the beginning of the end here, Max.
Oh my god! You know what? It's not the end for me. I was never that big of a fan.
Everybody was like, "Oh my god, more Star Wars movies, more Star Wars movies."
Yeah, more Star Wars movies. Boy, howdy, 2012, you say?
Yeah, and I don't know, like this is the.
How was Solo? How'd that work out for you?
Oh boy,
how was that Last Jedi?
So like. Here's the thing, though, with that. I don't know if people know what they're asking for. I know that you're leaving money on the table, but this is part of the reason why I do love anime so much, is because, like, sometimes it doesn't go overboard. Like, you get 1 to maybe 2 seasons of it, and that's all you get.
Yeah.
But in that way, it keeps it from becoming evil. You know what I mean? This is that whole you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Right.
You know, like, look at The Simpsons.
Yep,
it's not the Simpsons you remember. They killed Apu or whatever. They took him out, and
there's a topic, murdering people.
That's the thing, though. It's not what you remember. Like, you can't leave it in history if it's always adapting. And I understand that, like, The Simpsons has no fucking plans of stopping anytime soon, but neither does Star Wars now.
Yeah.
And now it's like, now you've taken a whole series that you used to love, and you're seeing it change, and some of it you like, and some of it is not what you remember, or not how you pictured it going.
So an odd side, Jag, because that's what we live for here. I've been watching a YouTuber, I can't remember his name, but he does, why is Nickelodeon dying? Why is Fairly Odd Parents dying? Stuff like that. And the thing that comes up most often is series fatigue. And that's Star Wars right there for me. That's what I see happening to Star Wars. Like, it might not be right now, but it's hitting that, you know, fucking.
Oh, absolutely. Like, you just overdo it.
And it hits harder as a movie. Because, like, okay, like Simpsons, yeah, it's run on too long. But, hey, we got good, 12 seasons out of it. And, hey, maybe interspersed in there's good episodes. You'd have to find them. But with a movie, you're saying, here's a huge budget. Here's one every... Well, Disney wants to do what? One a year? Something stupid?
Yeah, and some of them are canon, and some of them... Yeah, all of them are canon, actually.
Right.
Like, but they're not numbered, so they don't
They
actually
aren't.
place.
Yeah, they aren't the box set.
Yeah.
These are just, this is a side story. This is Solo,
Yeah, Solo is the prequel to 4.
Right.
Like, how he got the Millennium Falcon and what... like him doing the Kessel Run. It was like every fucking little note that, like every droplet note that Lucas gave you in the original fucking New Hope.
Yeah.
Like they took all of those lines and they were like, okay, we're going to make him win the fucking Falcon from Lando in a card game. We're going to make the Kessel Run. It's just like all this stupid bullshit.
See, this should be a cartoon.
Yeah.
This should be like fucking made by the Clone Wars guys. That fucking
that
Cartoon
would be
Network.
actually kind of cool. But...
like that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like, okay, we have a lot of cool ideas. Let's put them all together. Okay, and we're spending millions to make a movie, and we're hoping that people watch. And it's like after like a lot of people are like say they hate the Marvel movies because there's so many coming out. And it's like, yeah, I can see their point. Like there's like for me, I love it because every movie's a different character or it's this continuation of that another character's story.
Yeah.
So it's like I have enough difference between the movies where it's like, okay, I want to see what they take.
They don't feel the same.
Yeah. Whereas Star Wars, it's like a lot of people love Star Wars for the universe. Like a lot of people don't care about the characters too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get the iconic ones like fucking Vader or fucking Obi-Wan and stuff like that.
Or Jar Jar Binks.
Or Jar Jar. Oh boy, we love that Jar Jar Binks here. Fucking love him. Fucking love him to death. But so it's like, but the world that you're giving us, like people love that. That's definitely my attraction for Star Wars. That's why I liked it. But I'm like, I've never loved the movies. And so now you're telling me, we're going to just keep showing you the world. I'm like, if you're not traveling me to every planet in the solar system, it's going to get old fast.
Yeah.
And just like I didn't want to watch Solo because I'm like, okay, I've seen Cloud City. I've seen him fly through space on the Millennium Falcon. Han Solo's a cool character. I don't like him that much.
Yeah, because what it feels like is that the whole Han Solo character and a lot of like George Lucas inspired characters are inspired from like older serials like Lone Ranger serials and stuff like that. So it feels very much like it's that type of character you're watching.
Yeah.
With the weird sidekick,
With
but
space.
instead of Tonto, it's Chewie Baka, which is that weird weeaboo bubblegum. And they they put him in space. That's what everybody loves about Star Wars is that it's every story you've ever seen in a melting pot. It's a samurai, western, space, drama, comedy, opera.
Yeah.
It's all of it.
I love the idea of the classical good versus evil, and it's this evil empire versus, the rebel forces. I loved those ideas. When you're breaking it down to character stories, I'm like, I'm not compelled by Star Wars characters myself.
It feels weird saying that kind of stuff, though, to other people because, like, as soon as you say, I think Star Wars is fine, all of a sudden it's like you're calling them fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you wasting your life? Who cares? Like, you're allowed to like what you like and you're allowed to like what you don't like,
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
God forbid someone have a differing opinion.
Yeah, and I think they're fine, like you said. I'll watch them. I'm not going out of my way for it or getting a fucking Death Star tattoo or some shit.
Right.
But okay.
I mean, it's the House of Mouse. They got the money.
Yeah.
They can fund these projects.
Oh man, they can.
And it's like,
and even like Solo wasn't great.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't attached to the Star Wars canon, it's still like a B movie. Not like the Seinfeld B movie, but it's still like a B.
Nothing is like the B movie. Do not compare other things to the B movie.
Yeah, you have to live the B movie.
Yeah, you have to be the movie.
Damn. Okay. Last thing, October 31st, 1998, Twisted Metal 3 comes out. And I've been wanting to talk about this stupid fucking series for forever.
No, you haven't. You don't care about the series.
Every time
all
we go
you
on
care about is fucking Axel.
Every time we go on a road trip, I'm like, what was this dude's game plan? He's just a guy in between two big wheels.
Okay. I played I think Twisted. This was on PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god! So I think I might have played this one for a sum total of 5 minutes at my friend's house because. Later on, Twisted Metal Black came out, and that's fucking amazing. When does that come out?
I don't know. I'll let you know.
God, I hope it comes out soon. But no, it kept the same character designs, and I saw Twisted Metal Black, and I'm like, man, they must have went real dark and edgy and real crazy with these designs to get a guy like Axel. And then I think to fucking no, he was always there. Fucking Axel and the fucking Sweet Tooth with the fucking truck,
the ice cream truck
that transforms into the mecha that shoots all the missiles.
Yeah, and then there's Mr. Grimm, the guy on the motorcycle with the sidecar that shoots things.
Hell yeah!
And then there was other ones too, because I remember playing this game a lot, actually. Well, not a lot, but I remember playing it because it was a weird not racing game, but more like a survivor brawler game.
Yeah,
and
it was.
You're in a car. And you had Thumper. Thumper was the lowrider guy that he had a weird his special move was he could shoot missiles that go through walls. And I thought that was kind of cool.
That's cool. That's kind of cheap.
Yeah. And there was all kinds of cool characters in it. But the one I always remember the most was Axel. Because every time I bring it up on a road trip with Max, I was like, so what was this dude's game plan? You're supposed to be granted any wish if you fucking make it through.
Yeah.
But this guy's arms and legs were drawn to four corners like the Da Vinci drawing, but he was in between two big wheels that were taller than him, so 8 feet tall, and he just rides around, and I'm just so if you got shot, what happens? I could suspend disbelief for the other ones where it's oh, you're in a car, maybe you reinforce the doors when they're shooting bullets at you. What was this guy's plan?
Well, I mean, he's small enough of a target so that the rockets can just skid by him.
Yeah, okay.
If you haven't seen Twisted Metal, any of these characters, especially Axel, just Google Axel, and it's a dude who was walking one day and said, oh, here's a big ass wheel. Let me grab this one over here. Let me grab this one over here. And let me fucking be a retard. This is it. This is the highlight of the game.
I feel if you told most of these retards out there in the world to make their own car, they would come up with something like this. And I'm just the whole dynamic of it doesn't even make sense to me because it's why is he not rotating? Why is it only the wheels?
Okay. So his teacher in kindergarten asked all the kids in class what they wanted to be when they grow up. And he said, I want to be a car. And he drew a picture of him holding wheels. And his teacher called him stupid and sent him home.
Oh.
And he's like, I'll show her.
I'm going to enter this fucking Twisted Metal thing. And the grand prize is anything I want.
So I remember Mario Karts had a brawler, a battle royale fucking arena thing where you just race into each other and it did it okay. But Twisted Metal decided, no, we're gonna make a whole game based on that, and all our characters are gonna have unique little things like fucking Axel.
Yeah,
and it was fun. Like I said, fucking Twisted Metal Black hit me a lot more. But then again, that I had a bad childhood with video games, so I didn't get the joys of finding out Axel in Twisted Metal 3.
Oh, this game. Don't worry about revisiting this shit though.
Go play Twisted Metal Black. It's essentially the same game, but with a superior atmosphere.
Okay.
I think so.
And then there's better special moves too, because in 3 and in 2, you couldn't transform into shit. Yeah. You were just as is.
It was just, here's a car. Picked up rockets.
Yeah, and
Use
then
the rockets.
because I remember Sweet Tooth's weird special move was he threw out the weird ice cream cone thing that
did he? Fuck.
So it was very much Mario Kart banana peel style.
Jesus.
You had to hope they hit it.
So yeah, that's the other thing. Okay, that's the other thing that flipped me up because I played Twisted Metal Black first, and I tried to go back and play the other ones back when I was on a little PlayStation Jag where I'm I want to see what the old games were like. Fucking Grand Theft Auto was a top-down fucking shooter. That was really cool. Let me try Twisted Metal. Why is everything so happy? Everything's so brightly lit.
Yeah.
Everyone's killing each other, but it's really weird.
Yeah, the atmosphere in the game was really weird. The storyline is razor thin as always. It's very Mortal Kombat-esque.
Yeah.
If you win the tournament, you win
your
everything.
soul.
Yeah.
You win your mother.
So, fuck you.
Thanks, Mortal Kombat.
All right. Since we're almost at 2 hours, I'm just going to do the Scumbag Stupid News real quick, and then we'll get out of here, all right?
All right.
Scumbag Stupid News.
Okay. So, the Boston Red Sox win the World Series. Did you see this?
I don't watch baseball.
Oh, okay. So the hashtag that was trending was hashtag do damage, right? This is my mantra every time I'm having sex, except it's more like hashtag disappointment is what she tells me afterwards.
It's terrible.
It's like 10 seconds of do damage and 30 seconds of, oh man, was it good for you? Oh my God, it was good for me. Okay. So this one's kind of weird. The Darwin Award nominee goes out to John James McMurray. Dies while filming a music video. He was doing a stunt where he was rapping on the wing of a Cessna airplane.
Oh my God.
And of course, the airplane had to, be in the air. And it couldn't be on the ground like a logical person would shoot this shit and then just add effects. No. It had to be real life, him on the plane wing in the air. And, well, it's a single engine airplane, and it took a dive because there was too much weight on one side of the plane.
Fuck. So I saw this news report just to jump in real quick, and dude did his own stunts, and he did shit like this constantly. And the reason it went down is because he was wearing a parachute. He just clung to the wing like a bitch. You know, I ain't gonna listen to a rapper that goes out like no bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. All right, and then lastly, in strange news, China plans to launch an artificial moon. Initially, the idea is to save money on power because the artificial moon's supposed to be brighter than street lamps and lower cost of power and blah, blah, blah. So the only problem is we have to find the hero of time so he can talk to Skull Kid and collect all the masks, like Deku Mask, Zora Mask, Goron Mask, and Giant Mask, and go through Clock Town. And I think I'm talking about something else now.
China's talking about something else. Fucking Christ. You know what? Trump foresaw this. This is why we need the Space Force. To fight off China's moon. You think that's a moon? That's a fucking Death Star.
Oh my God. This is why we need Space Force. At first I thought it was a waste of money. Now I think it's genius.
Exactly.
Okay, guys. Thanks so much for listening to the Scumbag and Friends super extended edition show. If you like us, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notifications, share it. Follow us on Twitter at the Scumbag Show. And anything out the door, Max?
I love you all.
I was going to say Nicolas Cage is trying to rob the Magna Carta. Like some guy tried to steal the Magna Carta, and I was like, oh, Nicolas Cage is back at it once again. More on this on a different podcast.
Oh, please tell.